version instead. And it's a belter. It's really not an especially sophisticated car, 4-cylinder engine, but it's powerful. That 197 brake horsepower Cosworth engine is very, very good. Plus, and this is always good for classic status, it's got racing pedigree, because when the rallying plans fell through, Mercedes simply took it track racing instead. In the 1990s, it clocked up 50 wins and a German touring car championship. In fact, in his day, Martin Brundle said this had one of the best handling saloon car chassis anywhere in the world. And he knows what he's talking about. This was very much the Mercedes equivalent of the BMW M3. And in truth, it really was always in the shadow of the M3. It was Cinderella, but the coach never came. But you know, that underdog factor is part of its appeal. Next to this, the BMW looks a bit, well, obvious. Tempted? Well, if you are, you're best off going for one in black or silver with an automatic gearbox, which is why I'm driving a pink one with a manual box, obviously. In a few years, these two will be proper, all-the-medals classics, without the beady image, the rampant engine failure, and the moss on the seats. So my advice is, buy one now, before everybody wants them. And that brings us rather neatly onto something new. It's this, our classic wall. Now, we already have the cool wall. This works in the same sort of way, but on this side, we've got cars that we think will become classics in the future, and on this side, the ones that won't. The Crocs. Now, I've set the ball rolling with these two then, the VW Corrado that we saw and the Mercedes. There you go, there, guaranteed future classics.
Right, we've thought of some rules about this. To qualify as a future classic, any car, we're talking about stuff from the 90s, has to be one of these things. Rare,
yes,
beautiful,
yes,
or interesting. And I'd like to propose the original Lexus LS400.
Which is none of those things.
I think it's interesting.
No, it's not interesting, it's not rare, and it sure as heck isn't beautiful. It's hideous, James.
What's wrong with it?
Well, we've had this wall 5 minutes and you just ruined it.
I'll put it there, but I'll tell you a story, OK? When I was at school, 1979, I was a schoolboy. At the end of the school day, we used to run down the end of the drive and line up because we wanted to laugh at my English teacher as she drove home in the Mark II Jag.
Yes, but that can go... I mean, that became beautiful. That never will. It belongs there. Well, I've got one here, OK? The Citroen XM.
Oh, for God's
Bear
sake.
with me. It is red.
I'm sorry.
That goes there, and we'll explain why in a minute, James.
Would anyone like to hazard a guess why the Citroen XM was rare?
Now, look. Jeremy, can I ask, what's that?
This is an Alfa Romeo GTV6, a magnificent car.
I believe you had one.
I did indeed.
And how much did you pay for it, Jeremy?
£5,000.
And then you sold it. And how much did you sell it for?
£3,000.
OK, that didn't go too well. How much was it worth a year later?
£7,000.
So how much do you know about all of this? Absolutely nothing.
Made a mistake on this one.
Well, on that subject, could I bring up the original BMW CSL? I believe you had one of these as well, didn't you?
I did.
And how much did you pay for it?
£3,000.
And how much did you sell it for?
£2,000.
And how much was it worth about a year later?
£12,000.
Every time. In fact, as well, BMW said, one, that's a car you had and you sold it, made a loss, they're going up in value. It is, in fact, classic.
The Ferrari F355, did you have one of these?
Yes,
Have you sold it?
Yes.
Yes, future classic, marvellous.
Can I just interrupt here? Get out of the way. All of these cars, you'll note, I've chosen well.
Oh, yes.
All of them are classics.
Oh, very well, Jeremy.
It's my timing.
The timing is everything. It's like the stock market. What you're doing is buying high and selling low.
I've just come up with another rule of future classics. Jeremy buys, you sell. He's selling, you buy.
Exactly.
OK, there you go. Get on the board.
Now, this is Barry.